Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Expanse reaction. This is Road Live, and my name is Matt. And okay, so last time what we had slugs or leeches or whatever the fuck those things were. There were a lot of them, and they instantly killed you. That was bad. There was also a disease that is gonna turn everyone blind in a day. That is also like the situation is so dire that it's almost like comical. It's almost like ridiculous how stupid that everything just went downhill. How quickly it was. Just like the entire planet just got flooded by an explosion that just shattered like the planet's core, and then we had to hit inside of this like ancient temple, 5 billion years old from the ancient race, and then we all also have a disease that is eating away at our eyes, like literally, and also there's like alien slugs that untouched instantly kill you, and there's like 20,000 of them just laying around, just hanging out. Yeah, that's really bad. I have no idea how they're gonna get out of this. I have no idea what the fuck they're gonna do. I mean, the thing is that all three of those things are not instantly lethal, right? It's like, okay, so we're hiding from the flood, so we're surviving until we run out of resources, I suppose. The thing that is in our way at our eyes is not gonna kill us. It's just gonna make us go blind, and also it's gonna happen in like a day. Well, depending on the person. Some people are already going blind apparently, but it's not gonna kill you, and it's not instantly killing you. It's taking a while until it actually activates its effect. It's a gradual thing, and then the slugs are the instant kill. But as long as you don't get hit by one of them, as long as you don't touch any of those, I think you'll be fine. And for plot convenience, I don't think any important character is gonna touch one. At least not without any shenanigans happening. But okay, so that is what's happening on the Holden Amos side of things. On the Rosie, we have Alex and Naomi trying to find a way to save the Barba Piccola, which is where the daughter is. I forgot her name. I should open the DXT. There's a dog barking outside. I don't know if you can hear that. But what's the daughter name? I wrote down so much shit. Felsia. Okay, so Felsia. So that's the daughter, and the mom actually, Lucia. She came up with a plan where we're gonna essentially use like a mining net, and they're gonna like. So the mining net that the Barbacola has, she told Felsia to go and like deconstruct it and re-wield it in order to turn it into a rope, and the rope has like to be 1 kilometer long, so there's enough of a distance between the Rosie and the Barbacola, and then the Rosie is just gonna literally just physically pull it, and that's how they're gonna save the Barbacola, because the Rosie does have enough like power, even if the like the generator doesn't work. Also, apparently there's like a circle of moons that is the silent generator. I don't know if I mentioned that in the previous episode like discussion, because I kind of forgot about it and it was kind of like a whatever, but I think that that's what it is. We'll see. And then okay, so the other side of the story, we will back to Earth. Christian Avasarol is fucked because she at the end of the last episode, well, throughout the entire episode, she was like, it's like she's not doing okay, like emotionally, and the husband is kind of like not supporting her as much as he should be, which means that Christian is doing like reckless decisions at this point. I mean, it's Christian too, so it's like whatever decision is a Christian decision as well. So what she did last time is that she got the information from Ashford and Drummer, that we haven't seen in like 2 episodes, by the way. But the information that they got seeing the footage of like this ship. I don't remember the name of the ship, but it was this ship that it was like as like a civilian transfer ship or whatever. And it's like, yeah, Marco Nars was aboard there. We saw it in like this footage, and they just send her the footage, and then the UN is like, okay, we got the footage, all right. So he's in the ship, and like one rational person was like, what if this is a trap? And they go like, no, it can't be. And then they went in there, and it was a trap, and Marco Inars was not in the ship, and then the ship exploded. And so the Marines inside the ship died. Everyone in the ship that was also probably just a random bystander also died. And yeah, I think they're just gonna be like, Earth blew that ship, that innocent Belter ship. And even and the UN is gonna be like going to the OPA and being like, "Hey, you gave us false information. What the fuck are you doing?" It's just gonna be a whole mess, and all of this is coinciding with the fucking Christian her campaign in order to continue being the president of the world or whatever. So yeah, Christian's not doing too hot. That side of the story is not going well for our characters. Well, none of the sides of the stories are going well for our characters, honestly. But whatever. I feel like that one is worse than the Holden side of story, right? Because the Holden side of story feels like there is an adversity that we can overcome. The Christian side of story is like, okay, the world hates me now, and I'm gone. Like, that's it. We're done. Pack it up. It's done, boyos. Like, all right, all right. So, okay, I think that was pretty much it that we needed to talk about previous episode. I think we can start. So yeah, The Expanse season 4, episode 8. Yeah, let's go.
It's been running on every news feed in the belt.
Yep.
These actions endanger the armistice.
Wow, Fred Johnson has a new hairstyle.
Gao is going to push this hard.
Yep.
We need to change the narrative.
Literal resignation. Something.
I'm here to tender my resignation.
Hey.
I cannot, in good conscience, continue to serve a leader who recklessly puts Marines in the line of fire for her own gain.
We were hunting a terrorist.
12 soldiers. Dozens of innocent civilians died. To boost your poll numbers.
Yes, right, a little bit. I'm thinking back to that scene, and she was like, we need to put a head on a spike on TV. And it's like, really? Fred Johnson's here! Let's go! My boy's here. He has a new hairstyle, looking fresh. I wonder if it's another situation where the actor just did his life for like a year.
You promised to hold your temper.
I did.
Marco rigged that ship to blow and kill everyone. He set us up.
And you took the bait.
Back channeling our information to the UN was the right move. Kept our hands clean in the eyes of the OPA factions who supported Marco.
Yeah, well, Marco lied to our faces. The other factions would have backed us. And the video he is now broadcasting is going to rally thousands of Belters to his side.
And your bullshit statement blaming the UN will rally thousands more.
She cast the right vote. She saw the larger picture unfolding in that airlock. And she made the correct decision, difficult as it was.
Which is exactly what I did. We were both in an impossible position.
No, truce or no truce, we not sell out our own to the inners.
We all have enough blame to share.
I'm negotiating a way for us to maintain control of the ring space and for the UN to remove their battleship. This station is the backbone of the Belt's economic future. We must do whatever we have to protect it.
Okay, so this is the reason.
You can do it without me. I quit.
Okay, back to this other fucked up situation. Oh, these are just people that died to the slugs. We're just piling the bodies of it. Oh, I like that they're wearing hoods and shit. Just full clothing because you can't touch it. He would have been dead right there if he was wearing jorts. I don't know why I instantly went for jorts instead of shorts. Just regular ass shorts.
Amos?
He's got them all. They're dead.
I'm just sending a message to the rest of them. Make sure they don't keep coming.
They're not cognitive enough. Okay, Amos is listening it.
Let me borrow the torch. I might need it.
I'm keeping it.
I mean, he's losing it as much as anyone would in this situation. The only reason Holden is not entirely losing it is one, because it's the main character, and two, because he's not fucking blind. He doesn't have a fucking parasite either way at his eyes.
Maybe your immunity has something to do with your multi-parent genetics, but that still doesn't help us.
There has to be something we're missing.
Tomorrow, the waters above us would have receded enough so that we can build camp on the surface.
That's great. But I can't get everyone out here if I'm the only one who can see.
Well, my people can handle the ropes if you can guide us out.
We're not leaving the Belters behind.
I'm not asking you to leave them. I'm asking you to help us.
I suppose their eyes could be like fixed with their like advanced medical tech that they have. Okay, so they fucked again.
I got a job interview out on Europa.
Oh, he's
It's
sleeping.
a minimum 10-month job.
Wow. Congratulations.
I don't know if it's for sure yet, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin any of this.
You're not ruining anything.
All right.
Just escorting the package from the dock storage facility to one of the berths.
So we're just the middlemen on this.
All we have to do is babysit the package until we make the handoff. Each of our shares on this is almost 10 times what we made on the terraforming job.
I don't trust this. I wouldn't
What's
trust
the
this.
package?
I wasn't provided with that information.
For the money we're getting, it doesn't matter.
You mean
Thanks for hating your parents. You might save us all from being fucked.
That's a good line.
What happened?
I think someone walked away. That way.
Amos.
Amos? Step back.
For Amos and Spendle to shatter, like, the situation has to be really fucked.
Jesus Christ! Amos, stop!
Is this some kind of PTSD? Like, if in its backstory he couldn't see at one moment, like everything was dark and that freaked him out for life. Don't pull your hood down.
Amos, look at me.
There's no point.
As long as we're still breathing,
There's hope.
I can't lose you.
Murdering innocent people, our own people, in exchange for peace? I hope Marco's wrong about our future, but I fear he's not.
I have spilt enough myself to know that the future, our future, cannot be built on violence.
You sound like a politician.
No, I'm just old.
Old and seen a lot of shit.
I am going to hunt down Marco and kill him.
Interesting way to start a future of peace.
The longer Marco lives, the more followers he will recruit, and the more our nation and our peace will be at risk. Going to need a good exo.
So together. This is gonna, yeah. This shoulder span gave it away.
Who is it, honey?
Isai.
Hey,
Hey.
come on in.
Excuse me.
This is gonna get real now that it's like a family.
You're smarter than this. You don't do any job without knowing the details. What's going on?
Is he blackmailing you?
If I take this job, I'll make enough money to leave. New worlds. Colony ships are lining
He wants
up
to
all
get
around.
away from this life.
There's no reason why Mars should continue terraforming.
Mars has been terraforming for generations. It's a part of our culture. We're not going to abandon it.
You think all those scientists and engineers are going to keep creating an atmosphere that won't be finished for another century when they can go work on another planet already with air they can breathe? Mars died the moment they discovered those new worlds. I was a good Martian my entire life because I wanted my children to get their share of the rewards. Well, one way or another, I'm going to make sure they get what they deserve.
This is a very interesting view on this.
If you want out, just say so. You don't owe me anything anymore.
I like that this character became a character real quick in like one scene. And we don't know Amos's backstory. We only got like, we only know.
Basement.
Okay. And it
I
was
had
dark.
nightmares. And when I woke up and opened my eyes, everything was still black.
Okay, so it was a form of PTSD, a form of trauma.
That's when they came in. I thought I was dead. And there was nothing I could do about it. There's nothing we can do now except sit in the dark and wait to die.
But you got out of that. You can get out of this too. Mortree likes the fact that Holdings is actually losing his temper, losing his cool.
I'm gonna take another blood sample.
No, we've taken 2 blood samples. There is nothing abnormal. What if it's not your blood? Or eye fluid?
What can we do to find out?
It's
the only way.
We only need a little fluid to analyze.
Can I please not see that? Can I? Okay, they're not gonna show, I don't think. Okay, fuck this. I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it. That's bad. That's a bad. I don't want to do that one.
Trace dysplastic metabolites? What?
You might want to see a doctor. You have precancerous cells that could become life-threatening if not treated.
The thing in the arm.
I was irradiated on arrows.
The radiation. He's on the anti-cancer treatment.
The anti-cancer meds are what is killing the organism.
They can instantly target those shits.
I just need you to read some information off your patch and help me gather up some chemicals.
I'm sorry, memorials are never easy. And how impersonal they are makes them even worse. I know each of these Marines was special to you.
Okay.
But I don't know why. Only you do.
Okay, this is actually real now.
There are no words for what these people meant to you. My son, Charnapo, was a Marine. He was also killed by the OPA. When he died, all I wanted to know was who was responsible? Who was the person I could hate? It is my fault that they died.
She's owning up to it. This is
My
great.
job is to keep the people of this planet safe. And I failed to do that for your loved ones. I failed all of you, as a mother and as a leader. So know that I am to blame. And I understand how all of you feel. And all I can say is, I am truly sorry.
And Nancy is like staring at her like, shit. What is that shit that they're playing with? What is that shit?
How you doing?
Good.
I want that. Is it like a hologram?
I got placed in the terraforming project.
Okay. Nice.
Third highest score in the chemical engineering exam. I never got to say thank you for everything that you did for me.
Yeah.
I
That
would
was
have
a
never
lot.
gotten this job if it wasn't for you.
Can I see the kids with the ball again? Damn it.
I want you to come with me.
What?
Come to Europa with me. Come on, Bobby. I'm not stupid. I see the new clothes, the fancy hotel room, the room service. I know you're not doing consulting work. I'm not judging you, all right? I know we all got to do what we got to do to get by. I'm just saying, I know this is not who you really are.
Oh yeah, that's what you know. So you think I need to be fucking saved, is that it?
That's not what I'm saying.
You don't get it. You're still buying into the bullshit. Look around you. The dream of Mars is dying.
So stealing it and getting yours, that's the answer?
Everything we've ever fought for has been for nothing.
So this is where Gunn is at. She's just like giving up.
A gift for you.
Oh, that's very thoughtful. Oh, thank you. Well, we should probably toast the crew before we set off.
I'm a gift for your send-off.
Oh, she's not coming.
Now, what are you going to do then?
Stay out of politics.
You know what? All in all, fair.
Hold on to this until I finish the mission.
Then we can toast together. I like this too. I like this too a lot.
Okay, Alex, we're set.
Get inside.
Cable's connected.
It's working.
Hey guys, it's working.
This wacky ass plan that I'm working. Alright, good job, gang. Okay, Amos, good news.
Figured out a treatment for your eyes.
Really? I didn't think you could pull it off.
Now I can say I took you in a fight.
You can say whatever you want.
I would never pull my hood down. I understand that there's like a little roof, but still. Hey, this looks like the shore in the Hold Ambition that we saw like a couple of times. This really looks like the place in the Hold Ambition that we saw like a couple of times. Wait, was there another building there? Another structure? That wasn't there before, was it? I'm pretty sure there was only one before.
It has been a very sad day, but our Secretary General's words to the families of the Marines and her honesty for accepting the blame for her missteps show why she is such an honorable woman.
She's vouching for her, actually.
Now, do you have any comments on the new images from New Terra?
Do they change your position on the ring gate and exploring new worlds?
Yeah, because the place is fucked now. And that actually gives credit to what Christian was saying.
Opinions around the world dramatically changed about the ring gate since these images from New Terra became public.
Yeah, the fucking flood.
Did you leak the images from New Terra?
Yes, I had to change the narrative.
Okay.
Sigawa doesn't have a leg or a platform to stand on.
You're inciting fear and hysteria to cover up your own mistake.
New Terra is the headline again, as it always should have been.
All your words today were lies. There is nothing righteous in winning this way.
I did what needed to be done.
You used our son's death for political advantage.
What I said about Chernobyl,
She meant it.
that wasn't a lie. Every word was the truth.
I mean, I believe that. I was gonna be like, I don't think she was lying. She just used that as a way to connect with people. Doesn't mean it wasn't true. I was just like, kids, let's go.
Mercury, has the light shuttle been prepared with a proximity detonator?
Oh, fuck! The fucking bomb shuttle. She's just gonna send the belters in that and then blew it up. And be like, it was a malfunction or whatever. Okay, Holden's feeling something. Miller! Fucking back, you piece of shit! It's glitching out. It's glitching out to It's at the end. That's okay. That was really good. That was really good at it. That was freaky. I like that. I like how freaky that was. Okay, I like that ending. I like that ending a lot, actually. So that was really cool. What they did that with Miller at the end, it was like a horror thing. Like you can actually make like a horror out of that, and like all of that was done in like the editing too. So he showed up and he just like stared like ominously, and then he's like he like tried to talk and nothing came out, and then his outfit changed and he kept like switching, and then you kind of heard something, but it was like glitched out, and then it like rapidly switched between a bunch of shit, and then you started hearing screaming, but he wasn't screaming, and then he started to move as if he was screaming, but the screaming had been started like 5 seconds before. That was fucking dope. Like that, I recently watched a video that made me think of that. It's not really that, but it's a video by, I'm just gonna shout him out because he makes good videos. Brian David Gilder, BDG. He just made a video like for Halloween like a couple days ago that was like earn $20,000 every month by being your own boss. It's not what it sounds like, but it's a really good video, so I recommend that. Yeah. So that was a really awesome finisher to that episode. That episode was all in all like very hopeful. I wouldn't think it would be, but it was. Okay, so let's skim through it real quick. So the episode started and I was like, okay, Christian's fucked, right? Because it's gonna look like the Earth blew a bunch of like innocent Belter's ship, violating the peace treaty or whatever. The thing is that like the OPA knows that they gave her the information, so it's like, okay, maybe it won't affect things as bad. But then Fred Johnson showed up and he's like, no, she fucked us. And it's like, Fred, why did you do that? And his move was essentially made so that, if I understood it correctly, is so that they can continue to have like power, more power than the Earth does, that the UN does over the rings, because like Fred Johnson sees the rings as like the futures of the belt. Like that we need to have control over this if we are to have a future as the Belters, right? So If that is, I understood that, right? I understood that, and it is kind of bullshit politics. It's like he kind of fucked us, but I understand what his motivation and what his goal was after to make that decision, right? I understood that, and I can be like, okay, that's good, right? By the way, it was nice to see Fred back. Like we haven't seen Fred in a long time, I feel like, and I like that he's here because, and I like that he has a new hairstyle, he's looking fresh, and that might be another situation like Naomi's, because people have told me that the reason why Naomi's hair is short now is because the actress Dominic Tipper, I think that was it. But like the actress just because like they didn't know if the Expanse was gonna be renowned for a fourth season because it wasn't. Like Amazon had to pick it up, so then they just went like a year just being like, all right, we're done with that show. So then they just whatever. She just had a haircut, and then they were like, hey, we're doing the Expanse again, and she's like, well, shit, now my character has short hair, I suppose. And whatever works, roll with it. But I'm wondering if there was a situation with Fred Johnson's as well, maybe. Though in his case, it's not necessarily short hair; it's longer, crazier hair. But maybe it is a situation where he's growing it up to do another role, and he doesn't want to cut it for and because maybe he just shows up for like 2 scenes in this season. Like maybe he doesn't show up at all next episode or 2 episodes from now because there's only 2 episodes left in this season, not counting this one. So maybe he just showed up for 2 scenes right now and then he doesn't show up again. And it's like, yeah, fair. I wouldn't have a haircut just to show up for like 2 scenes, man, if I have other shit to do. So it would make sense. But I like this new look for Fred Johnson, I have to say, because it's less proper, it's more wild, and I'm a fan of wild looks. I'm a fan of wild looks. So anyway, moving on from there. So the situation was like the direst it's ever been down there in the building with Holden and Amos. I don't know how, but at the end it was hopeful. I don't know how, but it was hopeful. And the reason why, so okay, so they figure out why Holden was immune to the eye shit, and it's not because of like any like protomolecule bullshit or any Miller projecting to his brain bullshit, which makes sense because Holden said like, yeah, it doesn't change anything in me, like it just projects to my brain from outside, so there's nothing I can do about that. So there's nothing different in me to what I know. So they ended up figuring out what it actually was. It was the cancer meds that Holden is taking at all times that is just injected into his arm, right? By the way, does this mean that Holden can never be in a room with like magnets? Because then it will just like rip it out of his arm. That would be a fun thing to bring up for like one time. Randomly. Just randomly, like he's in a room where there's magnets and it's just like ripping it out of his arm, and it's like that would be a fun conflict to have, right? So okay, that was the reason. So then the doctor goes like, okay, cool. So now I'm just gonna give the cancer meds to everybody, even if they don't have cancer, because the cancer meds are actually killing the eye shits. And so with that, I mean, it works, so like I believe it, but like it's weird because I was given the impression that they were eating away at the eyes, and the like solution that they gave to this problem is that the cancer meds kill like the organisms that are eating away at your eyes. That doesn't undo the damage. That just gets rid of the problem. But if the damage has progressed further enough, then there is no solution to the fact that you are still blind, right? Unless they do have like a medical 3D station still that can like repair your eyes, because this is the future. We do have shit that repairs your body. We've seen it before. So maybe they do have something that repairs your eyes. And what we needed was just something to get rid of the problem. Maybe that was it. But anyway, they just randomly found that out, and Holden had to inject himself in like the eye in order to like scan it. I couldn't see it, and I'm not necessarily afraid of needles. In fact, I'm not. Well, I don't like them, but I don't think many people like needles. But I don't necessarily have a phobia of them. But the eye, that's the one I don't want to see. The eye one is the one that I never want to see, right? In fact, I do have a thing with eyes, I would say. When fucking with the eyes, specifically. Like, just staring at a person's face into the eyes is just not a problem, right? But if you have to stab someone in the eye, I'm just like, yeah, maybe not. I don't want to see that one. I don't want to see that one. Please do not show me that one. So I didn't want to see it. But okay, building up on this bloodline that is happening with Holden, is that we get to see Amos a little bit and see that something's wrong with him, with our boy Amos. So again, Amos's backstory or past is something that has been kind of sprinkled out over the course of the entire show, and again, I do know that there's like a novel that actually does tell you everything you want to know about Amos's past. But I don't want to read it. Like, if the show wants to show me like bits by bits, then I will just like watch that whenever it happens, right? But we got to see, and I'm glad that I understood like immediately. Like, even before they told me, I was like, is this it? And it was. And it's the fact that Amos has some form of PTSD, some form of like trauma that triggers whenever he's in the dark, apparently. And well, it's like this very specific thing where his eyes are open, he's looking at things, but everything is dark. And that is a very, is it Fear of the Dark, which is an amazing Iron Maiden song, by the way. But is it Fear of the Dark? Well, what is it? What is the name of Fear of the Dark? No, I'm not looking for the Iron Maiden song. It's a great song, but what is the name of? I mean, obviously, it's Scotophobia, Ligophobia. Okay, I suppose this is Scotophobia or Ligophobia. Okay, so Scotophobia doesn't sound great, but that one. Is Amos afraid of the dark? Does he have a phobia of the dark? Has Amos ever been in a scene where it was dark, but like pitch black? I mean, no, because we can't film that, so I suppose he wasn't. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually afraid of the dark because of that. So he explained what he said was also still pretty big, but what he said was essentially, was he until he was 5? Is that what he said? He says, I don't know what I am. When I was 5, I lived in a basement. And I would have nightmares. And when I woke up and opened my eyes, everything was still black. That's when they came in. That was it. That was how we got, I think. I thought I was dead, and there was nothing I could do about it. There's nothing we can do now, except sit in the dark and wait to die. So he was just completely giving up. Fair. But like, so again, that was still really big, so we can't tell exactly what his past was like. So Amos was 5, and he was kept in a basement for whatever reasons. I can think of a couple reasons, none of which are good, about his childhood. So he was 5, kept in the basement. Everything was pitch black. Everything was just dark. And he would just sleep, and he would have nightmares, and then he would wake up, and everything would still be black. And that's a fucked up existence for a 5-year-old. And I'm not sure if it was until 5, or for like a year when he was 5, or for whatever amount of time for when he was 5. Still not great, regardless. I do have a friend who has a fear of the dark. And like, I understand phobias. I don't understand this one necessarily, but I do have a phobia of spiders, and phobias are not very logical. So I do not fault Amos for being put in this situation and just completely fucking losing it. He's just like, fuck it. I'm just like, it wasn't even rational what he did. Like, he walked off, and I'm not sure if he walked off trying to get killed by the slugs, or he just wandered off because he just, like, his body just started moving. Because then when Holden caught up to him and he was like, hey, Amos, he just like turned around and swing him. And that was the moment that I was like, is this some form of trauma, some form of PTSD? Like, in his past, was he in a situation where he was put in the dark and he couldn't see, and then someone would like walk up to him and touch him and he was like, fight back? Because that was the instinct. And like, he does that again because that is the instinct that is ingrained in him. Because now that he can't see anymore, he's back to that place. I was right. I'm not sure what that was because I still don't know what that past is. But that was still really good. I like that they showed it in a successful manner. I was able to tell that was the case even before they told me. So that was good. Yeah, I want to know more about my boy Amos every time. But like, I enjoy that they were sprinkling it out just every now and then when it's relevant. That's good. I like it. What else? Oh yeah, Christian. So Christian was like fucked, but the thing is that then she had to go and do this audience or like this conference where she's supposed to talk about this like dead soldiers that died because of her bad decisions. And even the general earlier in the episode, he was like, I cannot condone your actions, ma'am. Like, I follow your actions, your order, everything, right? Because that is my job. But this one, I'm not sure about this one, miss. So I'm just quitting. And he just straight up told her, like, you sacrifice those men's lives in order to get better poll results or whatever, which is not untrue. Because even previous episode, she was like, we need a head on a spike. Like, that is why we need to do this. And it's like, yeah, that is not the reason why you should be doing this. I'm sure she's still like, well, no, they did send in the Marines because she wanted to capture him. The alternative would have been to just blow up the ship, which still would have been great because he wasn't even in there. But still, like, those Marines died because she wanted to capture him. Okay, so yeah, there you go. She sent in people with minimal preparation, with limited intel, just going in blind just to see if she could find this random dude, and she didn't. So there you go. The thing is that then at the conference, she actually was emotional and caring over what happened. So she was just reading from a teleprompter, and then at one point she was like, all right, fuck this shit. So here's the thing, is that whatever I do or say about these people doesn't matter because I didn't know them. And it's bullshit to think that I would be able to say anything substantial about them because I didn't know them. And it will be bullshit to you people because you did know them. They were like your husbands. They were your kids. They were your parents. And you did know them, and you did know what they were worth, and you did know all the things that they were in life, and now they're gone. And they're gone because of my fuck up. And I understand kind of how this feels because my son died on duty too. And I remember that when that happened, all I wanted to know is who was the piece of shit that killed him. Because I wanted revenge, right? I wanted someone to direct my hatred towards. Well, I'm telling you right now that I fucked up, right? It is my fault that these people are dead, and I'm owning up to it. And that was really mature, and that was really good. And even Nancy Gao was like, damn, that was actually touching. That was actually like, that was legit. That was legit, like, okay, she's saying something nice here. So because Nancy Gao, I feel like, has been antagonizing Christian on everything, but now she's like, she's not a witch or a bitch. she can be nice sometimes. Like she actually is a person that has had experiences and has thoughts and has emotions, even if she doesn't show them. They are there. So after that conference was over, like the interviewers went up to Nancy Gao and they were like, "Hey girl, what do you have to say on this shit?" And she was like, "Listen, all I have to say is that Madame Sorala's words today were and admitting the guilt. They were very honorable, very kind, and I respect them." Right? She said something nice about her, and then they were like, "All right, but what do you have to say of this fucked up shit that goes exactly against what you were pushing for your campaign?" And then she was like, "What?" So now I'm thinking that maybe Nancy Gao now she's like, that bitch got me. That bitch got me. She made me think that she was nice for a second, and then she instantly 180'd and fucking leaked this information that is gonna fuck my campaign. And now I vouch for her. So now I'm like, fuck, right? Now I'm like, fuck. So that could be where that goes. We get Nancy Gao, but yeah. So yeah, and the thing is that then after that, Christian and the husband have a conversation where the husband is like, "You leaked that information," and she's like, "Yeah, I had to play the game." So then it's like, okay, everything you said was a lie then. Everything you said on that conference was for show then. What you said about our son was just for show. Was just to get your poll numbers up, just to win. To which Christian says, that wasn't a lie. I wasn't lying when I said that shit. Which is what I thought was the case. I didn't think she was lying. She's just using her emotions in order to win. She's tactically emoting. It doesn't mean that the emotion was fake and that those thoughts were fake. It just means that she pulled them out when it was needed to win. So it's a weird spot. It's a weird spot because it's like Christian's still like playing the mastermind game, which makes it difficult to empathize with her. But at the same time, she's not a heartless bitch. Sometimes. Sometimes she is, sometimes she's not. But it's difficult to tell in this specific situation because I feel like this is the most like just like one side or the other. I'm not sure. I'm kind of in the middle about what she did because it's like I get it. I get what she's trying to do, and I get that her goals are ultimately good, but I don't know how much of her ego is put into this everything that she's doing, which makes me go like I'm not sure, right? So that's always the thing with Christian, and the moment that I thought like, oh, she's being nice, she's emoting, this is all really nice, and well, I don't think that was a lie. In fact, it wasn't. I'm just like, at the end of the day, that helped her out, and she knew that it will help her out. So I'm just like, well, shit, you have motivation to do it too, like actual political motivation to do it too. So it's like, this is why you can't trust politicians. This is why like everyone fucking hates politicians, because you have this shit, right? Even in the situation where I think that they were being honest and emotional, I'm still like, you fucking bitch, you got me. Like even at that moment. So it's like, that's why it's difficult. Anyway, moving to, yeah, we had the Gunny plotline. We had every plotline in this episode. We had Gunny, and then we had Drummer Ashford. So Gunny, well, the short version is Gunny has just completely given up on the Martian Dream because the other guy, the bald guy that she's working for, he's given up on the Martian Dream. That guy became a character real quick, by the way. Like, that guy was just like the asshole. Now he's actually a character, and that's fun. I like that. I like that he's not a character because okay, so the first thing we see is that they're getting a job from this one guy who's a military dude. He's actually still working in the military, and he brings this job to this group of people, and she goes, okay, so I don't trust him. He might have fucked us previous time, and he might be fucking us again now. Also, this job is very sus because like the pay is really big, but we have no idea what we're doing. and it's like an easy job too. It's just like deliver the shit from here to here, and it's like the pay's exorbitant, and we don't know what we're delivering. So it's like, okay, this is kind of sus. So then she goes to talk to the dude, and she goes to his house, and in his house there's a wife and there's 2 kids, and it's like, all right, this is getting too real now. And then we have this conversation where essentially she's like, why are we doing this? You're smarter than this. And the dude goes like, because I have a dream. So he's like, I have a dream, and my dream is for my kids to have a good future, to live in a nice planet. And the thing is that I believe in the Martian dream. I always did, right? Even if I wasn't smart enough to be allowed in the terraforming project, I still went and did my duty for Mars, and the entire time I believe in it. But when the ring gates open, I'm just like, who gives a shit about this Martian crap? Nobody does. Mars doesn't care anymore. Now the future is in the ring gates. So as soon as they lift off the blockers, the like restrictions, they're gonna be open for us to just go in there, and we're gonna do that. And it's like, okay, cool. So I like that we set up this character, and like the reason why he wants to do that is because he wants his kids to have a future where they have a nice habitable planet to live in. And Mars is not gonna be that planet, because for Mars to get there, it's gonna be like another 100 years, and that is only if the government doesn't give up on the terraforming project. Which, given I don't think they will, because it's been going on for long enough, and also because the rings are fucked. But we'll get to that in a second. But he believes that, and he's like, that is why I'm doing this. And why I'm doing this is because after I get the job, I'll finally have enough. I'll have enough to just go up there and just do our shit and whatever, and live this Mars life behind. And it's like, okay, cool. I like this. I like that we're setting up this character. We can understand his motivation. He actually has motivation. He's not just random bad bald guy. He's just like, no, I have a family, and I want my family to have a nice future, and I don't believe in this future, but I believe in that one. And in order to get to that one, I need the money, so I'm getting the money just to get over there. Good. I like that. Gunny's beliefs got shaken to her core, and she's like, all right, we're done with this Martian shit. Which is a very nice contrast to like one of her first scenes on this season, where she got accused of like murder, and the lady that was interrogating her, Gunny, got offended at her, and she was like, lady, I believe in the Martian dream. Like, look at me. I worked my ass off for the Martian dream. Like, everything I've done for Mars. And even right now, I'm still doing my job for Mars because I believe in it. The thing is that everything Gunny has gone through this season. So she got set up, she got framed, she's being forced to do dirty jobs, and she hates all of it, and her honor and her beliefs and her morals, everything has gone into question. Everything fell apart. She's been betrayed for like everything. I'm fed up with this world. So now that the very like essence of like the Martian dream is being put into question, Gunny is like, there's no dream. There's no future here for the Martian dream. Like, it's all gone. There's nothing about Mars that I used to believe in anymore. Like, I got betrayed by like the officials. I got kicked out of my job. I got backstabbed by even that dude that sold me out when I told him what the real truth was. Like, that dude also betrayed her, and then they set him up, her boss, and her shitty job that she was doing for Mars, and then even they sold her out. So, and now she's being forced to work in something that she doesn't want. Like, she doesn't even like on a moral scale. She's like, fuck this shit. So all of that has just completely affected the way Gunny sees the world. Mars in particular. She's just like, this shit's fucked. Nobody cares anymore. So I don't care anymore. So there you go. Her beliefs were ripped apart from her. And I like that, because Gunny really did believe in the Martian dream. Gunny really was someone that did everything for Mars. in previous seasons and even at the beginning of this one. And now we got to see everything that happened come together in this way of displaying this is how you give up on your beliefs. After everything falls apart, you lose your beliefs, your core belief, because it has to be wrong. Because that is like the only explanation why all of this shit happened. So Gunny's beliefs are gone. And I like that we have this character, like, I don't know his fucking name. Is it Derek? Fucking Derek over here. That dude. The dude that she's banging. We didn't get to eat the waffles, by the way. I wanted to eat the waffle pancakes. I can never tell the difference. They're the same shit. They're not. I know they're not. But to me, they are. So, the dude is actually someone that does believe in the Martian dream. And he actually got a job in Europa. And he's like, I'm going to do that job. And it's like, he's like, come with me. Let's do this together. We can start over. And I like that the dude was like, I'm not stupid. I can see your new clothes. I can see the fancy room hotel. And you're not doing consultant job clearly. So it's like, girl, I can tell that you're doing something. It's not great. But I'm not judging you. The thing is that, like, this is not good. So if you want, you can come with me and we can have a nice starting over life over there in Europa. And it's like, he's actually giving her a way out. But the way Gunny sees it is like, you're taking pity on me. You think I need to be saved? It's like, come on, girl. Come on, girl. But it's like I get it. Like, Gunny's very essence was like kind of ripped from her. So at this point, she's just like, she's just angry. She's just angry at everyone and herself. And she doesn't want anyone to pity on her still. So I like that direction. The thing is that what I wanted is for it to come back to, oh, I was wrong. Actually, there is a future here on Mars. You know, go back to her being like, okay, no, we're doing it, right? And believing, because that's cool. That's a nice thing to have. And the seeds for that, I think, are planted in, like, David. Because he's like, I got accepted into the Dark Performing Project. And I wouldn't have accepted there if it weren't for you saving me. So thank you. And I like that is there because it's like Gunny actually helped the future of Mars directly. Even if she didn't, she's not working for the future of Mars anymore. But she did do it directly by helping this guy. And it's like, I think that is really cool. And I hope that she understands that and follows that line of reasoning. And it's like, okay, no. There is a future there. And I believe in it because I believe in David, right? I hope that that's where she goes. Thing is that this is coming like late in the season. So it's going to be like one episode where she's like, I don't believe. And one episode where she's like, I believe now. So it would be a little weird. But we'll see how they handle it. I want them to handle that at least, right? I want them to make Gunny come to her senses again over the fact that she believes again. And the reason why she's gonna is because the ring gates are fucked. Because now there is the leaked footage that Christian leaked of the fucked up planet of Ilus or Neoterra or whatever, where just the explosion happened and then the flood happened and the earthquake and like everything. So now that happened, and also like, okay, so the lightnings and then the structure that came out of the floor and then everything else, right? So now everyone can see that, and now the narrative, which is the narrative that Christian wants to push, is Neoterra is fucked, Ilus is fucked, the ring planets are fucked, and we should be more cautious of them. It's actually legit, is actually real and true. And it is true. So now everyone can see that, and now Gunny can see that as well, alongside the bald guy, and they can be like, maybe there's not a future there. Like, even if there's not a future there for you to go there, your government is going to look at that and they're going to be like, it's dangerous to go over there. There's not a future there. So let's focus on Mars still. So that will keep the Martian dream alive. Even if they believe that the government doesn't believe in it anymore, the government is gonna believe in it now, for sure. So they have to believe that now the rings are fucked, and we shouldn't get near that shit again. At least not in the near future. Give it time, right? So I like that's what they're doing, and I like that I can see all of that connecting together, right? And then yeah, we do have the drummer Ashford shit, where drummer is just giving up. She's just like, fuck you, Fred Johnson, I'm out. And then Ashford is like, come on, Kamina, like it's okay, we can do shit. And she's like, no, I'm out. So then he offers her a position to work on his ship while he's just going out to just assassinate Marco and Iris. She declines, but that is where Ashford seems to be going. He's like, all right, I'm gonna assassinate Marco and Iris. Fuck that guy, I want him dead. So then they're just gonna go and try and chase his terrorists and kill him. Cool, that is a cool thing to have. Drummer, I don't know what her future is gonna be like, but for the time being, she's kind of giving up. And then the other thing is that the Naomi and Lucia and Felcia with Alex like plan worked, so they just like wench the Barba Piccola, and then they're just like manually pulling it. It worked. It was hopeful. It was cool. Anyway, there's not a lot to say on that one. There's really not a lot to say on that one. But yeah. The other thing is that I want to say that like when Holden was like this one place, so when he went out of the building, he was standing at the shore, and it really looked like the place where Holden was at before, when he saw him with like Miller at the end of like season 3, and like 1 or 2 times after that, I don't know, but like he's in like a shore, and he's naked, and Miller is right there, and he's like, I need a lift or something like that. Like, so was that leading up to this, to the like the shore? This the shore? I don't know. I figure we'll see it later, but it really looks like it. Like the sky looks like it, the shore looks like it. Holden's not naked, but he could be naked. Like, you don't know that. He could just choose to be naked at one point. Yeah. So that's going on. And of course, then at the end we see the Miller shit. What does that mean? Okay, we have to talk about that. What does that mean? So clearly there's some kind of interference with the signal going to Holden's brain. If we are to believe that Miller is like an actual entity, which I think he is, he's not just pressing buttons in Holden's brains. He's actually an entity that is projecting onto Holden's brain, because he acts and says shit Miller would. So that means that the information stored in a spot is being fucked with, either directly or in the middle of the transmission to Holden's brain. I think it's directly being fucked. So let's say that Miller's persona is stored in like a computer which is in the ring, right? It's like the orb in the ring or whatever. So if it's being stored there and then being projected to Holden's brain, and now he's being fucked with or being interfered, that means that something on that computer was altered as a result of what Holden did. Because Holden also said that he thinks that the reason Miller is doing all this shit is because Miller is trying to understand what actually happened to like the ancient race, because Miller is just like an investigator for the ancient race, but the ancient race is gone and he's trying to figure out what the fuck happened. So because there's no one to contact to anymore, so it's just like, okay, there's no one to talk to, so I suppose I have to figure out what happened. And he's trying to figure out what happened, but in doing so, he triggers something that is actively damaging him, actually messing with him. And that could be the case. There could be some kind of like weird computer virus that trigger because of what Holden did. That is, I'm talking in like the most base example right now. Just to make it easier to explain. Just like Miller's brain isn't like a computer, and there's a computer virus that came out and is fucking with him, right? That is easy to understand. I think that Holden triggered something like a computer virus that is now being projected back to wherever Miller's consciousness is, or persona, or whatever that is, alongside all of Era's maybe. And that is fucking with them, and that computer virus could be the thing that wiped out the ancient race, right? Because Miller is ancient race technology, the investigator is ancient race technology, and they're gone, so something wiped them out. So maybe what Holden trigger is now going to wipe out Miller again, which is ancient race technology. So that is my theory right now, but I'm not sure what that was. I want to see it again. It was just freaky, but it's not really telling of anything. I like that he kept reaching between outfits that he had before. And that scream... Okay, so the subtitles for that said visceral scream. Yes, that was a visceral scream. I liked it. Because it was creepy. So we'll see what that is. Maybe next week. Maybe 2 weeks from now. Maybe a book from now. We'll get some answers as to what that was. But for the time being, I suppose this is all we have. Jesus Christ. This discussion is already 40 minutes. Every time I feel like it's only around like 15, and then I look at it and it's like a ridiculous amount, so whatever. So, alright, that's it for this discussion of The Expanse. We're getting near the end of Season 4, which is all Expanse we have right now, but it doesn't really feel like we're reaching an end. First of all, because it's not the actual ending. There's like 9 books. Second, because Season 5 is gonna be airing in like 2 months. So we'll get Expanse sooner rather than later. We're just gonna have a little break, but then Expanse will continue. After Season 5, that might feel like an actual kind of ending until we get Season 6. But for the time being, it's just like we're just enjoying our pace with Season 4 for the time being. But yeah, that was it for this week of The Expanse. Thank you for being here. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to The Expanse. If you would like to see next one, should already be up on Patreon, as well as full length. Check out links in the description, and I'll see you next time. Okay everyone, take care. Bye.